man. Come on. Mm. Fuck. God damn. Ah. Hello. You there?
Ah, there.
All right. So, where are we at?
That was a serious rigmarole, bro.
Or where was you at, man? Hold on. All right, we need to get on here. All right. Oh, hold on. We need to get on here. Okay. Now we need to get on here. I can't. Oh my God, dude.
Dude, I see you on TV. I see you here.
I can't see myself.
Well,
All right.
just, yeah.
Hello?
All
Is
right.
everybody there? If everybody can see it, let me know. All right. All right. That's cool. So what's been going on, man?
Not much, man. Just doing the thing and watching the thing and
Watching the
all that.
thing.
Yeah, watching the thing and
What happened? Where were you at?
connection / link problems.
Ah, here we go. Now I got you on the screen. All right. Oh my God, that was horrible.
Yeah, straight 10 minutes of just connection link problems. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry everybody. No, see, I think that was my mistake. I think what happened is since we got 2 streams planned, I think I sent you the link for Tuesdays. Because I kept looking, I was like, "Where's he at? Where's he at?" And I was like, "Is it all good, man? Are you guys gonna go? Do you need some help?" I was like, "I can't find him.
I can't find him.
Can't find him." All right,
Yeah.
we got calls. We got calls in chat. Says great movie. Obviously, yeah, Craft is awesome. Ah,
Yeah.
4KD's in the chat. Said love this movie as a teen. Oh man, I was an adult by the time this came out. Al says light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather.
As a feather, stiff as a board.
Gore-Aphobe says trying to get Drake. Sorry.
That's obnoxious.
Hey, King Need Gore's like, hey, thanks for coming, everybody. I appreciate that. It's the first time we've ever actually done a movie review, so this is not a top 10. This is one that he was wanting to do first last time, but we just never got to it.
Before we actually start this, I have a pickup that
Yeah, I
was
was
a
going to
pre.
do that. Oh, Blake finally showed up, huh?
Yes, indeed, it did.
Did Art the Clown show up?
Nope. I don't know what is up with that.
Are you sure you paid for it when you ordered it?
Mm-hmm.
You took the money off your card and all that stuff?
Mm-hmm. Word of advice: stay away from Mezco and Trick or Treat Studios because
What was the
they have shaved me 3 times now.
Trick or Treat Studios, you say?
Trick or Treat Studios and Mezco Studios have both shamed me. Mezco twice, Trick or Treat once.
I had ordered
So,
mine because I don't know, but I don't know if anybody knows, but through Big Bad Toy Store, you could pre-order. You don't know have any, you don't have to have any money down. Well, I pre-ordered my Art the Clown way back, and then by the time he came around, by the time he was available, because everything's late on Big Bad, I didn't have the money at the time because as you know, of course, my money situation is a lot different than it used to be. But that's all right. I have a few pickups too. Remind me, and I'll get into them before we get off here.
yeah, gotcha.
So, is there any other pickups or?
Um, none that you guys don't know about. Everything else is still the same. I have figures and things that I haven't showed everybody else, but
I mean, okay. As far as anything new though, that's it.
as far as yeah, Yeah, as far as anything new, movies or anything like that, yeah, I don't. I actually haven't
I got
ordered a movie in months.
I got a couple of pretty good things, pretty cool things. I can't get what I used to be able to get, but when I do get something, I try to make it really cool. So, did you watch The Craft today?
Well, I watched half of it because I got up late,
I watched it
but
because I just wanted to make sure. I took some notes down and everything.
I'm
um,
currently I'm currently trying to listen to it at the same time. I know that's cheating, but hey,
I remember this movie come out about 6 months before Saul did, in 1996. Yeah, Craft come out in May, and Scream, I do believe, came out in December or something like that. I'm pretty sure, but it was basically the first time anyone ever seen Nave Campbell, um, after Party of Five and before Scream. And I remember when the first time I ever seen this, it was you see, I'd say early 1997, and it was me and your mom, and she was pregnant with you. So it was a couple of months into it, maybe. She had just gotten pregnant with you, and we had just got cable hooked up because it's when we moved into that mint green house. You know, the mint green house I'm talking about. Um, it, I know nobody else knows, but there, where his mom got pregnant for him was at this little mint green house that we lived in, and that mint green house is now a couple of blocks down from her where she lives at now. Well, we finally, I had an okay job, and we finally we was able to afford to get this house, and we got it, and we got cable. It's back when cable was big. We got cable hooked up, and along with that cable, it's back when, like I said, 97 or so, early to mid 97, I think early. But cable was the thing, and along with getting it hooked up, we got one free movie. That one free movie that we got was The Craft, and I loved it all the way back then. It's back when we was using VCRs, of course. I put it in a tape and recorded it, of course. Of course, I had like 10 boxes full of VHSs recorded back then. So, is there anything that you want to say about The Craft or anything? Or do
um,
you want to get into the review? This is somewhat your thing, man.
the well, first I'm gonna start with the first time I ever saw The Craft. I was probably 10, 10, 11 years old, and you showed it to me, as a matter of fact.
Right.
Um, and I remember just the first time watching, I was just mesmerized by just the whole, the whole, the whole Wicca following, and just how into it Faruka seemed to be.
Oh yeah,
And
she's very cool. In my opinion, she makes this movie.
well, she is
Bruiser
actually
does.
a practicing, yeah, she is actually a practicing Wiccan.
That's cool.
So I thought that was pretty interesting. When I first found out about that, I was like, well, that's pretty dope.
I guess from what I've seen, Angelina Jolie was interested in playing the role of Nancy.
Yes, she was. Yes, she
but
was.
but director Andrew Fleming had seen Bruza and was really into her and really thought that she could really bring a lot to the Nancy character.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. She's just an astounding actress, man. She's good in everything she's ever done, as far as I'm concerned. Like,
Oh yeah,
like
one that stand out
uh,
to me is what does stand out to me is Waterboy and well, I know what one you was getting ready to say. Go ahead.
Almost Famous.
Oh, the one I was going to say was American History X.
Well, that was more of a mainstream role. I was going for more.
Ah,
If
I'm not
well,
so sure American History X was mainstream, man. That movie had a lot of it had quite a
yeah, well,
message behind it.
yeah, well, she's more known from that than she is Almost Famous, though.
She also did
That's where
that one episode of Masters of Horror, Pick Me Up or whatever. I do think it's called Pick Me Up, where she's hitchhiking.
I don't remember that one. I'll have to relook at that.
Yeah, it's an episode of Masters of Horror. We got see. Al says he saw The Craft in the theater with a bunch of friends. Undead Nightmare 24 is on here. Says just revisited it. Awesome movie. Yes, it is. Ben Grimm says Fruza Bulk definitely makes the movie. I completely agree. I'll say Angelina would have been okay, but Fruza was perfect. Yes, absolutely. In my opinion, if Fruza's not in it, the movie is not. We're probably not talking about it right now because it just wouldn't have. It wouldn't have had that it factor. And to me, The Craft has that it factor. There's nothing overly special about it. There's no perfect, great directing. There's no, you know what I mean. Besides Perusa's fantastic performance,
Right.
It just has that it factor.
Well, that I thought Neve Campbell was just awesome in it too. Like she had a way of just making you feel sorry for her, like nobody else I've ever actually seen, because she's got that history.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, she just got that. Yeah, she just got that history, and also something I didn't notice the first 800 times I've ever seen this movie was the fact that Kathleen Lloyd was in it.
Kathleen Lloyd as
Neve Campbell, not Neve Campbell's mom, but this is not right. I do believe Robin Tenney's mom.
As like in the picture of her real mom, or like her stepmom, or
as in in the picture, her mom.
Oh yeah, because you remember her mom was supposed to have died in childbirth.
Right. Nev's mom.
Go ahead.
Oh, nothing. I'm just trying to regather my facts.
But director-writer Andrew Fleming said that this was based on some girls that he knew in school, and originally Robin Tunney was meant to play Bonnie. She was actually going to play Bonnie, and he didn't even want to do this movie. He wanted to do a comedy. Fleming did, but he kind of read up on it, checked into it, and fell in love with the characters.
True.
And he said that if he was going to do it, he wanted to do like a cool story, you know what I mean, with like cool everyday type people in a high school, and more focusing on the tradition of the Wiccan more than the traditional type witch, you know what I mean, what you see every day.
Right. Yeah.
All right, man. Take us to the beginning and tell us the story of The Craft.
Oh no. I really wish I would have hopped in and watched this movie before I jumped on here. I was planning to, but I couldn't sleep.
Do you want me to lead you in and then you fill in the blanks?
You take over the stream, man.
All right.
Because no. No.
All right. Sarah, of course, played by Robin Tunney, moves to a new place. As I said before, her mom had died in childbirth, and she had and in between this time she had tried to commit suicide. Man, of course, she's uncomfortable. She's a new she's the new chick there, just trying to find people to fit in with. When she's spotted by 3 girls, one of them, Bonnie, oversees her pulling her little trick there, standing the pencil up. And nobody else really wants her, but she says, "Hey, I think she may be the 4th missing ingredient." What was you thinking there right at that time when all that's going on? What was you thinking when that pencil was standing up?
Well, for one, I thought it was a beautiful practical effect.
Yeah. And, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes the simple ones are the best ones.
And the fact that Faruka and oh my god and Rachel True didn't want her in the circle. They
Right.
didn't, because they had a conversation after Bonnie had seen her. They had a conversation, and Faruka was like, "No, we don't need her in our circle." Just the typical, just well, but we ain't gonna go there. But anyway, she was quite the jerk. But but Rachel was like, I don't know, she might be able to add something that we're missing. She might have something. And
Yeah, because
then
they had talked about how they've been looking for that fourth element.
yes, and
They've been looking for
Bonnie,
Earth.
yeah, yeah, and Bonnie's like, she could be our fourth, whoop de whoop.
Yeah, because
And
remember, she's the only one that spotted what with the pencil trick. She's the only one that's seen that. So she
and
was she was all about it.
and I'm sitting here feeling like feeling like her, because I've been there, not wanted in the circle, and been there just kind of new, and nobody talks to me. I'm kind of a shy dude. So I feel that. I feel like I've been a part of circles where one person wanted me, but the rest of the group did not.
Right.
So I'm sitting here connecting on a different level with her about it, and I'm just like, they don't like you. It's cool. It's cool. You'll find somebody. One of them likes you, so I mean, hang out with her. I mean, but she likes her for a different reason than she's thinking. Because if you're
Right.
looking from the character standpoint, you think, okay, this girl's interested. Cool. That's awesome. I'm the new kid here. I just moved in here because they just found that poor raggedy trashed up house.
Right.
Like that poor house got
Yeah.
problems. But
Yeah, I remember the opening
yeah,
scene in that house. They walk in there and they're not even in the place yet, and there's like a steady stream coming down from the roof. I thought that was hilarious. I was just
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about that
not
earlier. I was like, well, maybe we made a mistake. Maybe we shouldn't move here.
right, like not only is it literally raining in the house, you also have this homeless dude, and it's
Oh,
just like,
yeah, the
yeah,
guy
it's
with
just,
the snake or whatever.
well, it's like, bruh. And speaking of snakes, there were over 2,000 real snakes used.
Wow, that's cool.
That is some
And
serious snake.
hold on, in the chat, Al says I was a huge Nave Campbell fan at the time, so I had to see this. Oh yeah, did you watch her? Al, did you watch her on Party of Five? I don't remember exactly what movies that she did before this one. I know it was this and then Scream. I know she did Wild Things in there. Don't know a lot about Nave. And Undead Nightmare says there's also a Scream connection to Nave Campbell and Skeet Ulrich. Exactly.
Oh, yeah, that is, yep,
Billy, yep, Billy from Scream, yeah.
that is true. Skeet's great, man. I like Skeet.
Skeet really is good, yeah. Um,
Like, he
he's
was.
another important element. I love his character change. It just kills me. Well, like
Oh,
that one part where she says, "What are you talking about?" This is after she had messed with his brain, and he's like, I don't know. I was just in here thinking. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I thought that was hilarious,
yeah, and
and
my
and he says it with this big cheesy grin on his face, like he's so proud of it.
yeah, and yeah, my favorite scene of him is when he's sitting on the wall outside of her room, and she's, yeah, she's just giving it to him. She's like, dude, it's 3 a.m. It's like 3 a.m. or something. And he's
Yeah,
like, oh, well, yeah, that's a good reason. And then and she ends up shutting the window on him. And her father comes out. I was like, can I help you? He's like,
yeah.
nobody.
He's like, can I help you? And he said, no, nobody can help me. Her
No,
her her
no,
dad
nobody.
her dad was played by an old actor named Cliff DeYoung that I had seen a long time ago. He was in an old movie called Secret Admirer. He was also Let me see. He was in a movie called Reckless with Aidan Quinn and Daryl Hannah.
Oh, he was, wasn't he?
Yep.
I haven't seen
Al
Reckless.
says yes. Al says yes. I watched Party of Five, and it's seen the Canterville Ghost movie she did with Patrick Stewart. I forgot about that. I'd throw all about that. Well, anyway, they you know, we already established, you know, she's a new girl. They're interested in her. And along comes, you know, we was talking about Skeet. Along comes Skeet. He sees the new girl, and you know, he has a reputation. But of course, she doesn't know that. Not like she would
Oh, no.
listen anyway, because she kind of had, you know, she kind of had the hots for him to begin with.
Nancy warned her.
So he lets her know, you know, when he says, what are you doing after school? And she says, well, nothing, I guess. And he says, I am. I'm going to practice. You can come watch. That's a perfect example of what we're talking about with Skeet.
Yeah, Skeet is the typical douchebag of school. But
Right.
and at the practice, Nancy warns her. She's like, "You don't want to mess around with Skeet. Don't mess around with Skeet."
No,
And
well,
she's
she
like,
talks her
"Okay,
into
well,
taking off, and it is when they have going to run around for a little bit there, and then they end up going to that store. What kind of store is that? Is
yeah.
that what is it? Just like a witchcraft store? Or, I mean, is there specific? I don't know much about that. Is there specific stores like that, or
They
sell
that
books?
is actually a real store. As a matter of fact, that is a real store.
What are stores like that
That
called?
that I do believe that is literally an occult store.
Yeah, a
Like
cult
a
store. That's what I was thinking about. Yeah,
store.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was sitting there trying to think. I was like, "What in the world they call that?" I said, yeah, it's an occult store.
Yeah. Well, the first
Get
thing that
your,
actually starts. Go ahead.
I don't know, I was like that's like your little place where you can get your little like books and candles and your sage and
I've never been in that kind of store. I don't. You know what I mean? I never really. You know. I
I've
was a
been
headbanger and all, but I mean, I didn't really do the witchcraft thing. You know, I didn't really do the, you know. But
right.
that's when they're in that store, and that particular day is when, remember, because after they leave there, that one guy comes across there, the guy, and he ends up getting hit by a car, and
No,
that's when it really starts to click to all of them that they actually may have their fourth person, and that you know that they actually
yeah,
caused that to happen.
yeah, because they were all thinking the same thing. Well, somebody just hit this dude.
Yes.
It because she was running from him, and everybody's like, well, somebody hit this dude, and then
Yeah,
bam.
and so it did. So now they're going, hey, you know, maybe we do have that. Maybe we do got something going on.
Okay, yeah, we got our fourth. When we think about it hard enough, we can make things happen.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, and I'm just like, yeah.
And it's also, I think somewhere around there is when she fills them in that she's actually done real magic.
Yeah, and
And
she was like, yeah, because they're all sitting in Nancy's room, I believe, and they're all hanging out, and she's like, there was this one time I made myself, I do believe it was completely blind for like 24 hours or something like that, or something.
yeah, something like that. And then Nancy tells her that's when she starts filling her in all this mental thing and putting the you know the north and the south and the east and west together. You know all of the elements and you know and actually channeling Menno. And remember, it freaks her out and she takes off.
Um, the that's actually not a real. That's not a real God, actually.
Menno, I don't know anything. Well,
No,
let's just say for the sake of argument that it is.
no, I was about to bring up a fact.
No, go ahead.
Um, a Manon is actually made up because Pat Devon, the actual Wicca, didn't want teenagers running down to the beach where they had their
Hmm.
seance and actually trying to conjure up something that they know nothing about and that could potentially be dangerous.
Yeah, which is basically what the girl at the bookstore that Wiccan because that chick's a Wiccan, right? The chick at the bookstore. at the occult store.
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
she tells them to be careful what you're messing with. She starts telling them the threefold thing and all that.
Yes.
Um.
And that wasn't in the script.
Oh yeah.
That
Well,
that line
I missed
about the
that.
being in the threefold this and the
Yeah.
threefold that back to you. That wasn't in the script. So Faruka actually had to ad lib her next three lines out of that. Like
Very
don't
cool.
worry about it. I'm a big girl. She had to ad lib all that because nobody saw that coming.
And then they just decided to keep it.
Yeah, they decided to keep it because it was so genuine and it meshed so well. That and they loved the attitude coming from Faruka. They were just like, yeah,
Well, she completely channeled her role in this, man. She was obviously locked into it, but character wise, she scares Sarah, and Sarah takes off, and she's not quite so sure she wants to hang out with these girls, and decides to go out with Chris the next day. I do believe it's the next day, or maybe it's that weekend, but she goes out with Chris, and when he tries to make the moves on her, she turns it down. She's like, "Hey, I don't know you well enough," blah blah blah. And he's like, "Well, that's okay, that's all right." And then she finds out that it's not all right when those same three girls come up to her and tell her that not only did he say that he got her, but you know that she wasn't, that wasn't all that much fun for him. So
yeah, bro, no. You gonna make up something about this sweet girl and say you did something when you didn't, which it happens all the time.
yeah, I mean,
And
he thought he was too cool for school to get turned down, man. You can't.
right, but then also on top of that, because she shamed you, you're gonna throw a bullying aspect in there and say that she wasn't all that good. Like that's just not cool, bro.
Right, right. But
Don't worry,
she
I'm
warned
not
her.
gonna
She
get.
warned her if that would happen with him.
Oh yeah, she was warned,
Yeah.
but she didn't listen,
During
and
all
it's
this
just like,
time, there's a lot of other things happening to the other girls. Bonnie has another treatment. It looks very excruciating. Um, Rochelle gets insulted, and there's a bunch of racial comments and everything made by Christine Taylor, who plays Laura in it, and also Christine Taylor, as you know from the Brady Bunch, Marcia,
mm-hmm.
which I think she does a magnificent job too. Oh man, she's just one of those people. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. She just,
Sorry.
she plays it to a hilt too.
Yeah, I just don't like. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. And it also shows you that it gives you an introduction to the bad life at home that Nancy's having. With the with the drunk abusive dad and all that kind of stuff. He's not good with her mom. Her mom puts up with it. He makes comments and advances toward her.
Yeah.
Yet the person that needs to be doing something about it is the mom, and the mom's the one failing not doing anything about it. I'm
You're
sorry if I'm her
stupid.
mom and there's some man in there making advances and making comments and checking out and messing with my daughter. Not only is
Yeah,
he
he's
gone from the house, but he's also going to jail. So
yeah, yeah,
that's the way
blatantly
that would
pulling
happen.
down, bro. It's just like why?
Yeah.
And I mean, she's just too busy doing the business to even think about any of that.
No, she just she's just one of those people. I've known several of them. I'll says I always think of Hey Dude when I think of Christine Taylor. Yeah, I can't help it. I always think of her role in the Brady Bunch movies because
No,
I think she favors the original Marcia.
no.
All right, let me see where we at here. Okay.
We both
Okay.
lost track of what we were.
Well, I'm looking at where I'm at, man. I'm trying to keep us going along here in the story here. All right, they go on their first day together, and they do the ritual to check if all sides match, and then they cast their first actual spells, and they make all four of their wishes. Then they're beginning to notice them work slowly. Chris gets weird, all of a sudden he's all about her. He's even got his friends making fun of him. Christine's hair starts getting a little weird, starts falling out. And Bonnie, amazingly, her scar tissue and scars just fall off. What was you thinking about that when all that stuff went on? Was you knowing that they definitely had contacted somebody and channeled
it. Yes, I did, and Bonnie had been trying to get rid of them, scars since the beginning of the movie when they first started talking to each other. And they
did they ever tell what happened to her? Why that happened? Why she was burnt? I don't think it explains it.
No. I don't think it actually went in depth into that.
I would like to have known that.
Yeah, I'm thinking it was childhood, like burning thing, like one of them big not skillets, but pots.
Right.
Fell on her or something. Like I think extreme, but it was something. It was something drastic. It was something bad.
Because really didn't get into her parents. So you don't know. I mean, they seem to be supportive. You know what I mean? She's got all her doctors, and God knows how many surgeries and everything and procedures she had to work on that to get it looking even as good as it was looking there.
Yeah, so I mean, especially her mom. I mean, you didn't see her dad in the room, but her mom right there.
Right.
So
on top of all, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. I was just saying her mom's like tops, man. She's just like ride or die, like there,
Yeah. Well, on top of the other three girls, their stuff's starting to happen, and all their wishes coming true. Nancy, when another typical night at the trailer there, her dad starts in again. Her mom doesn't do anything about it. She decides she's had enough, and I mean, it insinuated. You know what I mean? I think she definitely channeled it in and killed stepdad.
The way that the subtlety of the toaster is what got me with that. Is when it sparked and burst into flames. That's what gave me the cue that she did that. Like that was for Nancy, and the way that she was looking at it, like she wasn't looking in his eyes. She was looking dead at his chest while he was having his heart attack.
Right.
So, in my opinion, she definitely caused it.
Yeah. Definitely, yes. Well, and things are hunky dory pretty much at that point. Things are, you know what I mean. There's a really cool callback to Clockwork Orange when they're, the music kicking in and they do that slow motion walk of the four of them walking through there. That's definitely a nod to Clockwork Orange.
Oh, definitely. And I love Dangerous Type that's playing behind that. That is a great. And how you doing tonight, man?
Undead Nightmare says Neve Campbell's character is probably the most heartfelt character in the film. Definitely, yes. You definitely feel for her the most. You also got to begin with, it was Nancy, you know what I mean? But when she turns into a mega bitch and it starts getting insane, but yes, that I think is early on, I think Neve Campbell did a lot of her best work early on.
Oh,
I just don't,
Yeah, just the whole subconscious just awareness and the insecurity of the whole thing. Just
you
definitely feel that. Like you feel like the eyes are always on you, and it's just like
absolutely. It's actually really cool how the four of them, I don't know how the first three really found each other, but it's cool how all four of them found each other and, became really good friends, because who knows if that's where the Sarah character would have stayed, but she fit in really good because she's showing up there. Like I said, she's the new girl. She tries to reach out to one of the more popular guys, the football player, Skeet Ulrich. And what does he do? He immediately, within the first week, tries to ruin her reputation. So, at least she's able to fall back on what she thought were some pretty good friends for some pretty good people.
What I thought about that was was that Marcia had seen her, and maybe she talks to Skeet. So I was thinking maybe she had talked to Skeet and promised him some stuff.
I would say they're definitely on the same side of the social circle. Yeah, that's
And
kind of what it gives you an
saw,
idea.
yeah, and so they saw that these four girls are hanging out together because you got Nev and Nancy and the Rochelle and all and everybody together. No, that's the actual actress's name, Rochelle True.
Rachel True, yeah, as Rochelle. Yes,
Yeah,
I seen
yeah.
her in something else. I can't place what else I've seen her in. I haven't seen her a lot, but
Chat, if you can remember
but
what she was in.
but they're toward the end of their happy days, their sunny days, so to speak. Um, they have that girls' slumber party type thing there, where Sarah actually shows them some stuff that she knows how to do, because it's giving the idea and kind of let you know that she's the only real natural witch. Because my opinion is her mom was probably was the witch and passed it down to her. But
Right,
remember, she shows. Excuse me, sorry. She shows them that trick with the hair where she can change it to blonde and then just shake it right back.
right, because
Which
she
I
started with the eyes. Like she changed
yes,
her eyes,
yes,
and it was so subtle that nobody really noticed it. And then she was like, oh, and then Nancy's like, bigger, bigger.
yeah.
Then she changed her hair, and she's like, yeah, I'm impressed.
Yeah, that's starting to be, and then that's pretty much the height of their friendship. Things start to get a little weird after that. It's when
Right.
Chris starts to creep her out a little bit. It's when he starts to tell that. Remember, he gets a hold of her. He says, "How you doing? I just miss you," and all this kind of stuff. And then he says,
Um,
I was thinking we could move in together." And she's like, "Okay." He
yeah,
said, "Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah, that's
crazy. I
outside
know."
her window. Yeah, yeah, that's outside her window. She's like, I don't really think I'm ready for that type of commitment.
He said, "Hey, how you doing? I missed you. It's great to see you. I was thinking we could move in together." Skeet,
Yeah,
yes, yeah.
it's
I
like,
mean, I
no,
gave Feruza a lot of good credit, but Skeet really does do a fantastic job too. Everybody really does. Everybody really does. But I love that Skeet character. He is hilarious. He just comes out of shit out of
oh,
nowhere.
oh yeah, and
But she's creeped out by it, so they go back to that magic store. And this was she's trying to get that Wiccan chick there at the occult store to tell her how to break that spell, and she's like, no, it's pretty much got to run its course. And
right.
that's when she warns them of the karma and the threefold. That whatever they do, be
Mhm.
careful whatever you do, because whatever you do will come back in threefold.
Hey man, that ain't playing.
No, I'm a big I am a karma. And karma, I don't play with karma because in almost 49 years, I've come to find out that karma is real, man. Karma is real. If
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean.
I've definitely had a couple of awakenings when it comes to that.
It might be 2 hours, it might be 10 days, it might be 10 years. But one of these days, when you're sitting back going, oh, why is this happening to me? Why is everything up there? Remember that one time when you screwed that person over or whatever. You know, the time you stole that piece of gum, well, does that mean my car's will break down? Yeah, it's tenfold, threefold, whatever. Whatever you do is going to come at you a lot harder than whatever you did. Whatever you did is going to it's going to be 10 times worse than whatever you did. I don't believe in three. I believe in tenfold. I don't play around with
Right.
it. Okay. Um.
I'm just going to answer unto a nightmare in the chat here.
Oh, go ahead, man.
Um, yeah, and Dad, I do agree with you that Neve Campbell's character is probably the most heartfelt. That is definitely true. Like you could feel all that. You could feel the pain and just the general just consensus of the whole thing there. And and yeah, Skeet Chris is dressed so 90s with the flannel and his hat to the back in that scene. like, yeah, definitely. Like,
90s, the time of Skeet Ulrich, yeah.
yeah,
The mid 90s,
definitely.
the mid 90s, man. He got his two best roles, two of his best back to back, in my opinion.
And they're two completely different roles.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Billy was, yeah, he was batshit, man.
Yeah, like he can do anything, in my opinion. He can do anything.
I would like to have seen him do more. I think he might have got locked into to his Billy role and didn't really get a chance to break out too much further. And I think
Right.
that's too bad.
I would
But
like to see him do a real serious psychological type situational movie that
he may
wasn't
have.
craft. Well, that's true. He might have. I mean,
I'm not sure. We need to check a little bit more into his filmography.
yeah,
Because the one that really broke and really ended up making a career out of it was Nave Campbell. Really, I mean, Bruiser did for a while, but it kind of tapered off. And if you see her lately, she's looking kind of rough, man. She's looking kind of tired these days.
yeah. She's definitely had a rough one.
But I mean, I still love her. She just looks wore out. I mean, she looks tired. All right, cut to the morning after they've done. Well, first of all, for anybody who doesn't know, and in case you forget, remember Nancy is air and she's in the east. Bonnie is south and she is fire. Rochelle is west and she is water, and then of course Sarah is earth and she's north. Um, they go there to invoke Menno, and when it cuts to the morning, the first thing you see is Nancy walking across the water. I'm talking
Oh,
about he is inside her. She can feel him, and the whole beach it pans out. This is great cinematography. It pans out, and you can see this whole beach full of dead sharks and whales and whatever.
that
What you thinking about that?
that scene was definitely driving, and it helped electrify the movie because at that point the movie was starting to slow down and get a little dull with this whole high school drama. It
Well,
was start.
yeah, I mean,
I mean, it was starting to get old. Like for me, I don't know about you guys in the chat and Gore, but it was definitely starting to get a little dull for me
I
at
don't
that.
know. Oh,
And
it was keeping me pretty interested. Actually, I want to see what you know what I mean because I knew it was going to escalate with Nancy. And
oh, oh yeah, you could definitely tell. But I
because
felt they.
basically, go ahead.
I mean, I just felt they had cut that off at the perfect time. If they would have done it any earlier, or they would
Yeah.
have done it a little later, it wouldn't have hit right.
Hmm.
It wouldn't have it wouldn't have clicked correctly. So when they did that, I felt it was the perfect timing, and I felt that it just draws you right in. It's like, well, hell, she can walk on water. What can she do now?
Okay.
I mean,
So am I to believe that the Nancy character that Menno had went into her, had personally went into her, she had personally summoned him, and she had the power of Menno? Is that what that is?
well,
Basically,
are we going
you've
to
seen a
jump?
lot more than that. Well, no, we're at the no right now we're at the beach with all the dead fish and everything. I'm getting ready to go into
Well, since we're not going to jump around, I will hold that. Ask me that
okay,
question again for later in the movie.
okay, okay.
Save that
Well, Nancy's
question.
going crazy. Okay,
Uh, Facts. She's
okay.
going crazy.
Yeah. Oh, she's going nuts. She's flying through red lights. And just like as always, just like you get the idea from the very beginning, is Rochelle and Bonnie. They were pretty much followers. Nancy was running and I think that was Nancy's problem with Sarah to begin with. Is she could tell
Yeah,
the other two what to do. She was leading the pack, but when Sarah came in, she kind of felt like that was a little challenge. Do you agree with that?
she was definitely an individual. The other two were definitely in the follower bunch, and
You think
Nancy
she was
saw that,
challenging? Yeah.
and she felt threatened by her presence,
Well, yeah, because
and
she could feel a natural leader in her, and she knew she had she actually had power.
the insecurity of that shows when they were running the red lights, as you were talking about, like right before they started running the red lights.
Yeah.
She's like, "Do you want us? stay in the circle or do you want out of the circle?
Right.
Because flying through lights, bro. Like right after that, she starts flying through lights, and she's
Yeah.
like, "Well, I think we should start being a little more careful. We should really start thinking about what she said." And and
Yes.
and then she's like, "That light's not gonna be green every time." And then, well, Lord behold,
So is that
it.
red? Does that mean stop?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
You can see that red light.
Patrick's in the chat.
Doesn't that mean stop? Pat, what's going on, Patrick?
Patrick's in the chat. He says, "We're here, cool." Al says, "Minute Society in the house." Bone says, "Where?" Patrick says, "The Craft is a solid film." Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Let's see. Let's see. Midnight Society Taker. Not my stream, fellas. We might not be very damn good at it yet, but you're not taking my stream, fellas. You can have yours as long as you invite me. As long as you invite, you gotta invite Gore-Aphobe. Come on,
You
I'll
got
invite
it.
you if you invite me. Well, it says make Paladin account Pat and bring him in.
No.
All right, all caught up in the chat. All right, here we are. And that's pretty much when she tells her, "Hey, do you want out of the circle? Do you want out?" And she's like, "No, I don't want out." And she basically says, "Well, then shut up."
Yeah, well
And
then shut up, man.
knowing they're going downhill because she's watched the other two, they may be laughing and cut up and having a good time, but they just don't understand what's really up. They just think they can do whatever they want.
Yeah,
It's coming up. It's coming up on a couple of the really coolest parts, though, man. Is when
yeah.
Rochelle kind of gets an idea for a minute. She kind of gets a little bit of empathy when she sees Laura's hair falling out. And I felt
No,
bad, but at the same time, was you like me? Did you feel like, oh, with the
look,
horrible things she had said to her? How sorry could you really feel for her going bald?
to begin with, I felt that, and then as it went on, it's like it's a little extreme, though. I mean, yeah, she deserved something to happen because they said when they wrapped her hair into her hair was like, as long as she'll leave you alone, nothing will happen to her. And she kept screwing with her, even though her hair was
Yeah,
starting to fall out anyway, and she kept messing with her anyway. So in a way, you can't really feel too bad about it. I mean, it's like,
right.
sorry.
She was just like I said.
Yeah,
I think we're supposed to be a little torn there, but then ultimately think, yeah, it's
yeah,
just
but it's
those
like,
natural human emotions. At the same time, you're thinking, man, because
and
that
then,
what worse could have happened to that character than that? Than to have her hair
right,
fall out and not be so pretty and not be so obnoxious and to get humbled that much, you know?
right, like she was brought past down the earth, like 10 feet below Earth right now. Like she's definitely brought in. She,
Yeah.
she a meteor from space with that. Like she crashed hard.
I mean, think about it for a 16, 17-year-old girl that's used to being the prettiest girl around and all that kind of stuff. That really would hit. You talk about a humbling. Yeah.
Yeah, I've always wondered what exactly happened to her after all that, because she came up to her and
Yeah.
was talking to her all sweet and everything afterwards. So is everything cool now? I mean, I know she definitely ain't friends with
Yeah.
her all of a sudden.
Right. But remember, that's also
I
where
mean,
one of the coolest parts in the movie happens. Remember when all that's going on, she turns and looks in the mirror, and instead of looking back at herself, her reflection follows her, and they both look that way, which I thought that was a really cool addition there. I thought that was really, really creative.
yes, it was, because she turns her head and it waits like 2 or 3 seconds, and then it moves with it, and it's just like, oh yeah.
Your brother,
And if you're
your
not
brother seen it earlier, and he didn't notice that the first time, so I had to rewind it and show it to him. Because me and Gretchen were talking about it. And he was like, "What? I didn't see it." So she should rewind that so he can see that whole thing. So I rewound it, and he was like, "That's not supposed to be what happens." I said, "No, it's not."
yeah,
It,
Al, that scene is fire though.
right. Okay.
That is.
But yeah, by this time, she's pretty much knowing that, but she's still afraid. Um,
Right.
you know, and she could tell that she's not right, and that if anything was to happen, that the other two are just going to follow Nancy anyway.
Right. So instead of dealing with one of them, you got to deal with all three of them. So it's
So on top of this, Chris, in the middle of harassment and all this kind of stuff, he's been harassing her for days. All of a sudden he loves her and thinks they should move in together. Well, he finally talks her into going out with him, and
mm-hmm.
she's not having it this time. It works out a little different. This time he tries to force himself on her. She
Mm-hmm.
made just to kick him, and get away. Runs to Rochelle's house, and who else is there but Nancy? Nancy hears
Right.
this. Now, I got a question for you here in a minute about Nancy that I'm really curious about. But she hears this and she's like, "Where's he at?" So she goes to take care of him. She goes to head to that party to take care of him. Now, did you get the
Yeah, she's
idea that I did that she has been into him from day one and she was jealous? That's another thing. She was jealous of Sarah because
um
she had a thing for him.
the first time I saw a little bit of jealousy was at the football practice from
Yeah,
Nancy.
yeah,
That does I saw a little bit of jealousy from that. Well, right
yeah.
before that, because Nancy was there for the for him saying that she can go to the practice, right? If
Mm-hmm.
I remember correctly. So that was the first time I saw a little bit of jealousy in there. So so
So
she
she
went to
gets
have
to
a
the
little
party.
fun.
Remember, she said she had talked to. She takes him up to the bedroom, and immediately starts talking about, forget about her. You know what I mean? Let me help you forget about her. All this kind of stuff. She wasn't trying to get even or nothing or anything. To the
Yeah,
point to where he pushes her off, and she gets upset and frustrated and makes herself look like Sarah even
yeah, yeah. And one of the
until they come
coolest
in.
yeah, one of the coolest parts about that scene is actually the climax of that scene.
Oh, I love. Yeah, I'm getting to that. Yeah, because yeah, he rejects her. She gets mad. She uses magic on him. It makes her look like Sarah, and he doesn't know the difference
No,
until Sarah actually comes into the room and says, "All right, Nancy, that's enough. You've gotten even." Um, then that's when he realizes what's going on, and then remember he tells Nancy, "You're just jealous," and then that's when she loses it. Jealous? You don't even
yeah,
exist to me, and that's when she raises up, remember, and drags her toes across the floor. That's yeah.
yeah, yeah. She
She
pulled a
scared the
real
hell
real.
out of me. Yeah, she
Oh
scared the
yeah,
hell
she
out of
pulled
me,
a
man.
definitely. But something about it was definitely cool though.
Very, very cool.
But it,
We have Tiffany wears T-shirts in here for the very first time. Hey, welcome, Tiffany.
wow.
She says, "Very cool scene." And Patrick says, "What a cool series to deep dive with." Yeah, it really is. It's one of the better '90s. Yeah, exactly, Tiffany. You don't even exist to me.
Yeah.
He's sorry. He's sorry. He's sorry. Yeah, and she just comes up. Now that's pissed. And that was just a great addition, very creative. Just how they had the point of the toes dragging across the floor.
Sorry, Mike.
He's sorry. He's sorry. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I'm a movie nerd fan, and I mark out big time to him. But something's really cool. I mark all over the place on it.
Yeah, I might
Um,
have to use that intro one of these days.
yeah. Yeah. Anyway, she loses. He's sorry. He's sorry. He's sorry. It's him all the way out the window. And of
Oh,
course, he
something good.
dies. Um, so Sarah goes and she puts that binding spell, binding her from having any, creating any harm for herself or anyone else. What do you think was going to happen out of that? What happened? I think I've lost him, guys. Let me see if I can get him back here. Anyway, don't mean to be yeah, exactly, nightmare. The jealousy comes from, yeah, yeah. She was definitely jealous of the fact that she was the natural witch. Definitely. Here, I got him back. Here he is. Do you hear?
Sorry
What's
about
up,
that.
man?
Sorry
Where'd you
about
go,
that.
man?
I hit the leave button while I was trying to look at the chat.
You decided to make it like a tree and leave, huh?
Yeah, I was trying to look at the chat and I accidentally left.
Yeah.
I kind of caught what you were talking about on the TV while you're on there, but if you could give me a
Yeah.
recap. So
Well, Sarah puts the binding spell on Nancy, but unbeknownst to her,
oh
Nancy
yes,
has got this power of mental, and she can read her mind. She can read her thoughts, and so
yeah,
she already
yeah,
knows about this. So,
mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
she's got the power to stop it.
that would
Yeah.
happen the night before. Do you think that was a nightmare? Well, yeah,
No,
I would say that was like, when they all fly in the window and are all down their face when she's in the bed. I think it was a nightmare, but I think that they caused it to happen. Does that make sense?
yes, since she could read her
Yes,
thoughts.
Tiffany.
Yeah,
Right.
since she could read her thoughts. If she could read her thoughts, she can implant thoughts too. And all dreams are just thoughts you can see, basically. So I think she definitely caused that.
She was all
They
up in
were.
her head. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was there, and she saw. I think that's what kept the other two with her, is because they were afraid of her.
Well, yeah, that, and I mean, they're just the a lot of times the follower mentality, when you got someone that has such a strong personality and charisma like that, they just kind of
Hmm.
want to, you know what I mean? Um,
Hmm.
but like I said, she was only a leader as long, you know what I mean, because the other two were they had such issue, you know what I mean.
Right.
But because the next day, remember, she's trying to avoid him. She goes and hides in the bathroom, but they track her down, and they go in there, they harass her, they ask her if she had a nightmare, and threaten her, throwing in little comments here and there, like when Dave Campbell said, "By the way, how are you sleeping at night?" And then right
Oh
there, and right before she leaves, Nancy's like, you know, back in
yes,
the back, back in the day when a witch betrayed her coven, they killed
they
her.
would kill her.
So she sticks
Tiffany
around and
had a
cries for a
point.
minute.
Yeah, Tiffany had a point. She was saying that she thought those were glamours.
Yeah, it's kind of like if it was a vampire, yeah, it would be like glamoring. Yeah, I
Yeah,
would say maybe, yeah.
yeah, yeah. I thought Tiffany had a good point there.
She also says, to be fair, Chris was an a-hole. Yes, he was.
Yeah, that is definitely facts.
Like when she confronts him and says, "Why are you telling these lies about me?" And he goes, I don't want to go out with you. You're making a
Oh,
fool out of yourself. You know what I mean? You're really
yeah.
embarrassing yourself. You know what I mean? I would
Yeah.
have punched him right in his lips, man, if I'd have been her.
I would hit him in the throat.
Yeah,
Man, I would have put a night watch chop on him.
yeah. Well, later on, after they get out of there, after they threaten her, all this kind of stuff, she goes and sees the chick in the occult store again, and that's when she I don't remember exactly what it is she tells her, but she tells her something to help her about how, I do believe, on how to conjure up mental or whatever. Um,
Yeah,
and then
because he goes to ask for help because the girls are harassing her and everything. She tells her
mhm.
about what's going on, and then at first she wasn't going to do nothing about it, but then her little room gives her this vibe that she reads.
Well, yeah, and she has a vision and takes off and goes home. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, because the bookstore lady gets a vibe off of the room, and they start to chant, and they start invoking the spirit. They start invoking Mana,
yeah.
and Nancy pulls some shenanigans and ends up scaring her off because if she was able to invoke Mana with that with that lady, man, that would have been drastic for them.
Definitely. We got a bot on here right now.
We got a bot.
So yeah, it's talking something, man. Here,
Where?
I'll put them in timeout first, and then see what happens. Then I'll get rid of them. Oh, is that your cousin, man? No way. Is that your cousin, Al? If it is, I'm sorry. I put him into because I blocked him for 5 minutes. I hope that no, I think he's just messing with me.
Oh
He's
man.
laying he's laying there for 5 minutes. It looked like a bot. Anyway, they call her immediately and start harassing her, of course, and telling her basically hinting that her dad had crashed into the plane. Saying I got
The whole
some news
family.
to tell you,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and messing with her. Yeah,
Yeah. It's like we're real sorry because she walked in and saw a piece of paper because she was looking for him, and Nancy gets on her and she's like, I'm sorry, there's been an accident. You might want to watch the news.
right. Yeah, there's been
And
an accident.
then she sees it, and I've been there. I've had a family member pass like not quite like that, but just hits me so hard that I literally just
Right.
well, it's like your body can't sustain you anymore. And it's just like
Yeah. Bones will get him. Yeah, if it comes back, Bones will terminate it.
yeah,
Bones is
yeah,
quicker than me, man. I don't know how many times I wanted to get to somebody that was in there trolling, and Bones jumped all up in it, and down it, and around it.
yeah.
I was, yeah.
Get them
I
now.
I finally got to one before Bones did though, and I said, "You're terminated. You are
You're
terminated." That's right. But getting down toward the end here, they also take advantage of her snake and her bug phobia really bad. And that's
yeah.
what all those bugs and everything are for. Just more mind games. And I think this is when we've been stroking Feruza all evening, but this one I think she really shines here. You know what I mean? Even
Um.
more.
Yeah, she shines real good. I got a couple of interesting facts about that particular scene.
Cool.
Once she heads into the bathroom. Um, for one, over 2,000 real snakes were used for that,
Mm-hmm.
and
It's a lot of snakes.
um, a stand-in was used for the rat falling in her hair.
A what? You
A
clicked out.
stand-in, a
Stand in.
stand-in was when the rat fell in Sarah's hair because, like, out of everything else, rats was her like major phobia. Like she is like deathly afraid of rats. Like the actress is afraid of rats, and she just was like, no, I won't do that. Like I can do the snakes, I can do the
Right.
roaches, but I can't do I can't do it.
It's the roaches, and
And,
it's the roaches I couldn't do, man. They
well, at
always use
least the
those real big ass. They always use those real big ass hissing ones too.
yeah,
I think
I know.
the little tiny ones are a lot grosser than those because those hissy ones they don't to me they're not a roach. If
Oh, they're
see
something else.
see guys, we're from Indiana and around here I don't know where you guys are or a lot of you guys are from, but we have these roaches and they are so disgusting. Well, we don't have them, but I mean here in Indiana, there's these roaches, and they look funny, they smell funny, they don't click and hiss and all this kind of stuff like those big ones. They're just this little gross brown thing. It's been a long time since I've seen one, thank God, but they're
Well, at least
really gross.
the cockroach that was on Fruz's face was fake.
Was it? That one was fake.
It, that one roach in the entire thing was a fake. The one that was
Yeah, I'm
crawling on
glad.
her face like soft, that one
Yeah,
was a fake. Because I
yeah.
guess she just could not have the roach on her face. She just couldn't do it.
Well, Sarah goes and taps into her actual natural ability, and Vanessa. Vanessa's also in the chat. She says their roaches fly. That is nasty and creepy all at the same time.
Whoa.
But yeah, she
Whoa.
does her natural ability as a natural born witch, as we discussed. We think it's from her mom. I think pretty much as everybody knows.
Wow.
Where she kind of turns it around and kind of does the threefold on them, where Nave Campbell is basically head to toe a burn scar, and then um, the other girl, Rachel
Yeah.
Drew's character,
Yes. Yeah, and then
Rochelle.
Rochelle.
Rochelle, her hair starts falling out, so they take off running. And of course, Nancy's wondering because she just got done saying, exactly how weak she
Where you
was and how
going?
pathetic she
Yeah,
was.
like, where are you
But
going?
yeah, she's all of a sudden gotten a new swag, a new thing about her. So
Yeah, I thought it was quite ridiculous just how much of a swag she had after she did that. It was absolutely ridiculous.
well, I think she kind of clicked into her mom too, man. I think her mom kind of helped. You know what I mean? I think she kind of stepped in there and helped somehow.
Oh,
Because
definitely.
that's when she gets real confident, and that's when she lets her know that hey, Menno wanted me to give you a give you a message. He says that he's pissed off that you have abused what he's given you, and now he's pissed. She's like, oh,
Yeah,
did he? Of course, she
yeah, and
freaks out, loses it, and tries to kill her.
yeah, and by the way, you're in deep shit.
Yeah, yeah, and that goes back and forth there, and basically the Royal Witch ends up winning because I think Menno took his powers back. And not only did she get from her mom, but I think he kind of jumped in and helped her too.
Yeah, he took him from Nancy, and she still had a little bit left, which I think that was mainly just hatred and just everything
Well,
else that she had in her for it. It's just like,
they'd all learned how to do basic spells together and kind of get strength and power from each other at that point. Anyway, they was doing little things.
oh, definitely. But
Um,
but it's just, yeah, she just had enough and was just went completely batshit.
I love it when the other two come. It's either the next day or day after that or whatever during the day, and they come up there and they go, oh, "We just want to tell you that we're real sorry," and basically do be friends again. But at the same time, kind of prying and wondering there. Oh, and by the way, do you still have any power?
And then when they turn around when she turns around to walk away from them, they're like, oh well, she probably don't have any powers anyway.
Well, yeah. They were so genuine, weren't they? They want to be her buddies so bad. And then,
Oh
as soon as they find out about the powers and think she might not have them, I bet she didn't have her powers anyway, laughing. So, you know what I mean? They obviously didn't learn their lesson. So she has to show them that, yes, I do still have some powers because remember, they just got done saying they didn't have any.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
The only one left with it was the one that was actually, born a witch.
Yeah,
And
for
then, of
real,
course,
just born
you
that
got the
way. Yeah.
final, of course, you got the final scene there with Nancy Feruza.
Oh man, they must have had a hard time getting her in there because her whole face was all scratched up, all deep, and her nails are broken, and then they
Yeah,
end up shooting her up with some. I'm thinking that's some Thorazine or something because she gets all calm and everything, and she's flying away. She literally thinks
yeah.
she's flying. I think.
Yeah, she said he's in me. He's in me, and then she says, "Yeah, there's something in you, but I don't know if it." Yeah,
I don't think
and
it's
it
what
ends.
you're looking for, baby.
Now, have you seen the sequel, the one that came out a couple of years ago?
No,
It's
no.
actually not bad, man. It's not bad. It's it has a really cool little, nice little ending scene to it. It's not terrible. They don't try to steal anything from the original. They don't try to, you know what I mean? How some will come out years later and make a mockery out of the original, or they'll use it too much. They didn't depend on the original for story. You know what I mean? They didn't depend on it.
Huh.
Um,
Um,
it kind of much, it carries its own weight. Uh, And it's just basically its own movie. It has its own identity. I think you should check it out. At least give it a chance and look at it.
Oh,
I don't know if anybody else likes it, but me and Gretchen we actually thought it was okay. You know, it wasn't. It could have been worse. And it's not a remake; it's a sequel.
man, my screen went black there for a second. I tried to fix it.
Yeah, things are screwy. Let me see if I can come up with
Uh,
any. No, I think I've already told all my facts. Do you got any other trivia or facts?
oh, well, I got a couple interesting ones. The craft inspired Katy Perry's Dark Horse, which I thought was interesting.
Inspired what?
Katy Perry's Dark Horse.
Really?
Yeah, that was Katy Perry's inspiration for that video. So I thought that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
The Craft was released on May 3rd, 1996, in U.S. theaters. It was directed by Andrew Fleming, who also directed Bad Dreams, a couple others, and only made 55 million at the box office. Which, when you look at it back then, in 1996, would probably actually it's pretty good. That would probably be 100, 150 million now. So I mean,
they had for the invocation scene. Not only did they have a colony of bats show up on set, they also had uh, I do believe they had an injury, and they also had severe technical problems and severe weather delays because apparently that is actual ground, and
that's cool.
they did not want them filming there. Apparently,
Hmm. Bone says sequel was okay, not great. The best part for me was the very ending you're talking about. Yeah, and he also says that part was way too short and small. Yeah, you'll see what we're talking about when you see it. You know that part that Bones referring to. But yeah,
mm-hmm.
could have been a little longer. Definitely could. I mean, I could have used her in the whole movie if you asked me. I wouldn't have been mad. But like I said, considering a lot of what comes out today as far as remakes and sequels that are made 30 years later, could have been worse. There's been a lot worse.
Yeah,
Much, much worse.
yeah, because apparently Faruka was the one that found that out and told the producers and everybody because she got sick before filming the scene,
Hmm.
and then when they returned, the altar had been flushed away, and just the sea levels would rise like dramatically to where it would like take over
Weird.
the
That's
and
crazy when that stuff happens.
and
Hey, hey, talk to them for a minute. I'm gonna grab a couple of my latest my latest pickups. Hang on just 1 minute.
all right, I'm just gonna throw in some facts. Um, well, chat, I'm supposed to sit here for a minute with you, and sorry about the everything. I'm just new to this thing. But some facts for y'all. Apparently, the French teacher was actually Hungarian, so I didn't know that. And as far as the French teacher being Hungarian, the board in the French class had a technical error, and it was supposed to say if you would have done your homework, you'd understand. The correct form is si vous aviez fait vos devoirs, vous comprendrez. But it says si vous aviez fait vos devoirs, vous comprendez. Excuse me if I can't pronounce that correctly. I didn't take French. But um, the last fact I'm going to throw is there was apparently a deleted scene in there of Sarah visiting Nancy at the mental hospital. So yeah, I was just telling chat. Apparently there's supposed to be a deleted final scene where
Is it?
Sarah visited Nancy at the mental hospital to try to help her.
To the original?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I just
And
watched the
they
Screen Factory earlier. I'm not sure if the deleted scene's on that Screen Factory or not. I didn't
no,
see it.
they lost the negative to that.
Oh, so it doesn't. Okay. So it doesn't
And
exactly. So it doesn't exist in a physical form.
no, all they have is a rough draft written version of it that's in the archives right now,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody's like too old to be doing that. So in order to do that, they'd have to make a direct sequel where she is still in the mental hospital and she decides to just decide to come back and trial. But what I was telling chat was the board and French class has a technical error, and it was supposed to say if you would have done your homework, you'd understand. And the correct form of that is si vous aviez fait vos devoirs, vos comprendiez, where it says si vous aviez fait vos devoirs, vos comprendiez.
All right.
Yeah, and the French teacher was actually Hungarian, so I thought that was interesting.
Cool.
Yeah, I I have like 3 pages of facts, but
That's very cool.
it would take
Well,
us like three
well, if
hours to
you,
read them.
well, I mean, if there's any other, look through there while I'm showing off this couple of things here and see if there's any couple more that that are really cool. You might want to show off. However you
Uh,
want to do it, man. This is um
right.
this is basically your show that you wanted to do. All right.
Right.
This is a rare blind buy for me, but it was Death Scream, some Arrow. Get that
Oh,
light off
nice.
of it. Yeah, I got it at a really cheap price. I haven't seen this one. It's one of the ones I missed as far as, you know, I'm not sure. Is this 80s or 90s slash? I'm sure
Hmm.
someone will tell me here real soon. Probably Al.
No.
Al's quick at that shit, man.
Oh yeah.
What am,
Let's see what let's see if I'll
do you
have
do you have a pretty big physical media collection, Al? But yeah, here's this. See, you have a spot right here, and then you can see that up through the mouth, and then this would be reversed. What? He's scaring me. Who's scaring you?
Mr. Bones is like, is he conjuring the devil?
Who?
Me, I guess.
Are
He's
you?
doing it again. Well,
Are you conjuring the devil? Well, I hope not, man, because you're my son. I don't want to be that close to the devil. I don't be close to the devil at all. But anyway, that's the back of it.
the power of Christ compels me.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm over here speaking tongues.
Death Wish on Steelbook. I got this for like $6 brand new, man.
Oh wow, that's nice, man.
If the police don't defend us, maybe we ought to do it ourselves.
Wow. Yeah. I've never shown the folks any of my NECAs that I had.
I'm also wanting to get a hold of White Buffalo with him. That is my favorite. Besides 10 to Midnight and Death Wish, that is my favorite Bronson movie. Also, a little bit of trivia about Charles Bronson.
Oh, nice.
He does a bit part. Well, it's not really a bit part. It's just a really small role in the original House of Wax with Vincent Price. He plays Vincent Price's muscle, basically, the one that takes care of any unwanteds.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Charles Bronson is awesome. And the very last one, I know I got some others here, but I didn't really want to stay off here forever looking for them.
Right.
Here it is, the Evil Dead Groovy collection.
Oh, why?
There's the back. This has got Evil Dead 2, both on 4K and Blu-ray, and it has the entire 3 seasons of 2.5, 3 seasons or whatever, 3.5 of Ash and Evil Dead, Ash versus Evil Dead. As long as we're doing show and tell here, you got these here. A lot of people don't like these. I don't mind these. It just takes a little bit more patience, which I don't really have, but I also don't tear up my stuff. So Evil
Right.
Dead. Those 4Ks.
Yeah.
Here's the Blu-rays of Evil Dead 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So that
That was.
that 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 gives me an extra original Evil Dead 4K if you'd like it.
Sure.
You
Can't
don't have it on
turn down.
4K, do you?
No, as a matter of fact,
Here's
I have.
here's disc 1 and 2 from
Oh,
season 1. There's disc 1 and 2 season 2. 1 and 2 season 3. And then you got a bonus.
I
I do believe.
still have first print Evil Dead from Anchor Bay.
Yeah, I've got that one that Ultimate Edition DVD
Oh,
that's got like 4 or 5 discs made several years ago.
oh yeah, I
Um,
could have got. I just.
I of course multiple dipped on the first Evil Dead. I had to, you know, I am.
We don't want to talk about how many copies of Halloween you own.
It's like 10, I think, with the VHS.
Yeah, I got 7 of them.
No, actually, Al, I do not have Army of Darkness. I do not like Army of Darkness very much. Sorry, but no, to me it just
It's a fun experience.
it's like one of those one thing. You know, it's like once. You know what I mean?
Right, true.
Thank you very much, Nightmare. Thank you very much. I got a couple others, like I said, but I can't remember. I didn't want to stay off here forever and waste everybody's time looking for them. I should have prepared for that. I just didn't think about it until Drake started pulling out some newer pickups.
Well, all
But
right.
no,
I've had these for.
no Army of Darkness. No Army of Darkness.
All right. I'm just going to show off one more thing. I've had them forever. I just haven't shown them off yet.
Okay. Smart shot. That's smart.
It's cool. All my stuff on like very close proximity of myself. Here's the Driller Killer.
Kind of turning to the light just a little bit. There you go. There you go. Yes. Oh, what was he right there handy?
Oh, everything right here is handy. I can just reach over and grab anything, and then let me get the dust off of them.
Yeah, you can lay down, kick one wall with one foot, and reach up and open up the door with the other. It's so short across, I think. You can turn a TV. You can be turning a TV with your toes and reach back here and open up the door for somebody to come in with their hand.
Block that a little bit there. I'm trying to block the glare, but I got the Susie and Stooge as well.
Yeah, yes, it is, huh? No, I don't hate Army of Darkness, but the one time, you know, I multi-dip on things that I really love, things I really like. I may go somewhere in between or only get one. But Army of Darkness would fall in that. I do intend on getting it, but Scream Factory is going to be popping out with it on 4K. I figured the one time I get it, I might as well make it that time.
I'm waiting for the Craft, bro.
The what?
The Craft 4K they're coming out with.
Yes. It's the Craft and Candyman.
Candyman.
Escape from New York and that whole package with the buttons and all that stuff.
I'm sure Knight's about to lose it over Candyman.
Night loves the Candyman. Like I said, I wish I hadn't known anything about. I mean, I hate being told any kind of a spoiler, and I had stayed spoilers free all that time until last Tuesday when you told me that you really didn't like it, and kind of told me that. See, I didn't even know if Tony Todd played Candyman again or what. I had no idea, but from what you told me now, I know.
I didn't really say yay or nay on it.
Well, yeah, I mean, you kind of hinted that, you know, but that's right. I still plan on watching it. Al says Drake doing his best Vanna White.
I didn't catch that till now.
Do you remember who Vanna White is?
Oh my god!
She's the letter Turner on the.
Yeah,
how you mean, Al? How you mean, Al?
Yeah, it's like ding, a ding. It's like ding.
Yeah, it's just
Dong.
yeah.
Dong.
It's getting crazy now, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
now yeah,
Vanna
it's just
White. Vanna White. Yeah, yeah. You could definitely tell in chat when you're talking to somebody who's younger and who's older and all that, because I mean, is Vanna White still alive?
whoa, I believe so.
Didn't Pat Sajak, the host, either died or got sick? I
Right?
don't remember. I haven't seen an episode of Wheel of Fortune in 35 years. Oh, that makes me feel really just like I haven't seen it in 35 years.
That's Al, Al
Oh,
over here losing it.
I've got some other ideas for top tens that we do on Tuesday. I thought about after the final girls one coming up.
Yes.
Top 10 villains. That ought to be hard.
Top 10
Top
villain.
Maybe top 10 Universal monster movies. Of course, top 10 slashers, but top 10
Okay.
non-slashers. Let me see some
Top
other
10.
interesting ones here.
I like the Universal monster movies, man. That's gonna be good.
Top 10 directors, of course. But I don't know if I want to make it. Should we make it just horror or just anything? Because I want to go. Like I said, I have a review of Urban Cowboy that I want to do. I love that movie.
That's
I thought
a
about
good
even
one.
doing. I thought about even doing top 10 wrestlers. You know, wrestling used to be cool. Hey,
Like just
Al's a big Bret Hart fan too, man.
oh, nice.
Al loves Bret Hart.
Like top 10 all time, or are we
Wrestlers? Yeah.
are we going from a certain era or
No, man, no. When you're talking about wrestlers, something like that, you're doing top 10, you got to go all time, man, or it's way too easy to categorize them.
maybe you got fixed?
That makes it way too easy to come up with top 10. Oh, I love Universal Monsters too.
I don't know, Chet. How about top 10 classic actresses?
Oh yeah. You know,
That one would be kind of a hard one for me. No, not really.
got me going on showing off some Universal Monsters, though. Here, Al. This is Mezco Nosferatu. He's worth a fortune, man. It's ridiculous. Comes with his coffin and all that stuff. Mezco's cool, but I'm looking forward to coming out with her. I'm looking forward to her coming out with her Leatherface. It was supposed to be out like a long time ago. And here's the black and white variant of the NECA Frankenstein. The Bela Lugosi, I've seen pictures of it. Looks absolutely fantastic.
No, true.
He's going, rawr, rawr. Yep, that's a face.
He's got the black and white. I got the color.
Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and play with my action figures, but you know.
No, I got like action figures, bro.
Got a couple King Kongs back there. Oh yeah, ridiculous. I counted that last count was like 100 and near 200 NECAs, I think. Man, check this out. For all the Thing fans.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we like those.
Trying to get out of the glare, man.
I know glare's hard. Glare sucks. But yeah, you got anything you want to ask her? Chat?
Do I have, or were you talking to the chat?
I was talking to chat.
My favorite part of Nosferatu is still when he's going there, and the dude doesn't take his coffin, so he just picks up his coffin, sticks it underneath his fucking arm, and walks away with it. He takes off across the street with it. He's like, shit. It's just one of those situations where if you want to do it right, you got to do it yourself.
Right.
Thanks very much.
True,
Thanks, Al. I appreciate that, man. Have you ever seen my my Captain Spaulding signed by Sid Haig? It's
I
got
guess
Dr. Satan. Yeah, I just kind of dragging it on and on. I'm having so much fun here. But we're going to be back. We're going to be back Tuesday. Last time we did the top 10 non-final girl horror movies of all time. So this time it's only fitting, this coming Tuesday at 9 o'clock, to do the top 10 final girls of all time. Anybody that knows me and knows my channel, what number one's going to be? Maybe. And what number one is not going to be, for sure.
Well, I know you.
Anyway,
Really don't.
I'll leave it at that.
I know you are definitely not going to be expecting my number one, Gore. There's no way.
Just make sure you look them all up real good, man, because there's a lot of good ones. And look for the sleepers too. You know what I mean? There's been some ones that snuck in there, in and out there. That's why I want to check out that Death Screams. If anybody's seen that Death Screams, let me know if it's any good. I hope so.
I got some kind of off the wall ones here, but we're not going to talk about that today. But I got a couple off the walls.
Okay.
I always got some off the wall ones in there, like movies you never think of and things like that. Like, do you consider Terminator to be a horror movie or an action movie? Do you?
It can go either way. Like, do you consider Sarah Connor final girl?
Yes.
You can.
And also in Children of the Corn. I mean, final chick.
Yeah, but true. Yeah.
But it's just like,
yes. Gore's door. Minus Laurie Strode. Well, no, actually, Patrick, I enjoyed Laurie Strode character in the original Halloween and in Halloween 2. I'm not so big on her, outside of that, and I'm the biggest Halloween fan you'll ever meet. And I loved Laurie Strode character in the original. Her character was great. But, and I'll repeat this again Tuesday, the number one acting performance of all time from anybody playing a final girl, and I mean the actress, the job the actress did, is Marilyn Burns. She is the greatest performance as a final girl ever done. Hello. As far as acting goes, she had it knocked out. Yeah.
Did I mess up and put the wrong actress on there? No, I didn't.
Yeah,
okay.
Sarah Connor is a badass. Yeah. I didn't like Genesis all that much. I didn't like what they did with her character much in Genesis. I think it was the name of the last one. But
I don't like what they did with her in part 2 either.
Really? I thought they did it just right, man. I thought that they took it just.
Yeah, I thought by the end of that movie, she was too big of a badass by the end of that movie.
Well, she had also gotten humbled and gotten beat down, and some of that badassness wasn't showing so much by the end either. She was actually tired and beat down. She thought she was going to lose.
Yeah, that's true.
What I hate about Genesis is how they wiped out all these years of legend about how, just so the very first or second scene of the movie, they can have a walk right up and shoot John and kill him. That almost made the whole almost made the whole second movie pointless.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna that's
Camille
the very
Keaton.
first scene. Yeah. I believe that's the very first scene. Is when he comes up, and then she sees him, and then John just kind of just looks up and sees him, and is so in shock of what he sees.
Yes.
You just like they can't believe it's him, and then Sarah's like John, because she knows better than that shit.
Mm-hmm.
She knows better than that shit. She's like, there's no way that that they're going to that John, the older John's going to send back another one like that.
Yeah. It's just gotten to the
There's
point now to where, when you get so far along with the series, it just doesn't, you know what I mean? You're overlapping yourself and it just doesn't make sense anymore because
yeah,
your continuity isn't even being able to get kept up with. You've went so many different directions, that now people don't know, where to scratch their watch or wind their ass.
instead of showing that one, instead of doing what they did with Genesis, they should have went back and done Kyle Reese's
Right.
story because he was so iconic from the first one. They should have went back and showed Kyle Reese's beginnings and his story, and because he tells so many stories
He
about
always
what
gets the short end, man.
happened. Yeah,
He
man.
always gets the short end of the stick. Michael Biehn gets the short end of the stick every time. I mean, look what happened to him in the Aliens. He didn't even get to be, he was dead when the movie started in
I know.
Alien 3.
I
And it's
know.
like,
Why?
I don't know. Newt, I wasn't so bothered with that, but Michael Bihn's cool, man. I'd love to have seen a Hicks,
Yeah, yeah. It would have been cool to have him be able to like have a origin story of Kyle Reese and just figure out
Yeah,
how he ended up being the one and everything, which we know why,
right.
but just see it all unfold and see what all happened because he has flashback dreams in the first one, which
Hmm.
shows you little things, and it's just like that would have been nice to have seen instead of said three
Right. Oh,
because
here's something else new. This is Zombie Flesh Eater. This is somewhat new too. I got a couple others too, but they're in there, and you know. Oh, I need to show off that Bela Lugosi Dracula and that other new Halloween, the 40th anniversary.
no,
Al says Marilyn was great. Yes, she was. Patrick says Camille Keaton has to be number 2. I don't know about that, man.
I don't know about that either, bro. Sorry.
I don't know. I think it was probably a joke, man. That's not a final girl. No, she's not a final girl. She's a. That would be more in the badass girl categories. If we ever do a badass girl thing, which
Right,
of
that's
course,
where I was thinking that Linda Hamilton fell into better.
and you of course know who number 1 would be in a badass chick horror movie chick thing would be. Who would be number 1?
The fist down the throat.
Ooh, that'd be number 2. No, you're talking about Just Before Dawn. That'd be number 2. Number 1 always has to be, and I defy anyone to ever top it. Any movie maker is the chick, the final girl from Your Next, the chick that played Erin.
Oh, I love that chick, man. She's cool.
Like what AJ Bowen says to her, when he's there, and he said, well, yeah, I'm a little surprised. I wasn't expecting. We call her Rambo or something. I wasn't expecting you. I wasn't expecting my girlfriend or my fiance to be Rambo. Yes,
Right?
yes, yes. Camille Keaton did give a great performance in I Spit on Your Grave. Yes, she did, and I'm not arguing that. Um, in a badass chick thing, yeah. Of course, I thought the girl in the remake of I Spit did a damn good job too. I much prefer the I Spit remake over the Last House remake. I've never been big
Oh,
on the Last House remake.
definitely. They,
They changed the characters too much. Yes, she
everything
was,
about that
Patrick.
movie,
Go ahead.
everything about that movie was changed. It's just it sucks.
Well, I mean, yeah, and people talk about how sick the original Last House on the Left was with the assault, the assault scene. That was nothing.
Yeah,
That assault scene in the remake, it must have gone on for 5-10 minutes, like
true.
far beyond what was necessary.
It definitely. I'm surprised they were able to get it out at all with the scenes that were in that like that because it went
Right.
on so long.
But yeah. Well, not to change subjects, but yeah, I'm trying to catch up on some cool editions of some Charles Bronson movies. I really love Charles Bronson. I've had the Scream Factory and the '88 films 10 to Midnight for a minute. I need Murphy's Law. and probably my favorite Charles Bronson movie ever made was White Buffalo. I love that movie. I really want to get that on physical media. I've never had that.
Yeah. White Buffalo is definitely one of those.
I love White Buffalo.
Hey,
That's one of those movies that a lot of people never heard of.
I don't have any Charles Bronson movies actually.
I got a few. I got more Clint Eastwood than I do Bronson, but I'm trying to catch up now.
I got 2 Clint Eastwood movies.
Oh man,
That's
you
it.
got the whole collection.
I got Absolute Power and Mystic River.
Well, that's not even one with him in it, man.
Yeah.
You need, you need the Dirty
I
Harry
need
films.
I
You
need
need Every
Million
Which Way
Dollar
But Loose. Yes, you need Every Which Way But Loose. I have not seen Cry Macho yet, but I've heard it's pretty good. It's on HBO Max, I do believe.
I thought, what was that movie called where he's the runner?
The Mule.
Yeah,
The Mule was really good.
I loved it when that came out. Gran Torino was a really good one too.
You know, that's getting so much crap now because of all the racist comments that he makes and all this about, you know what I mean, Zipperhead and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be. The movie is about his coming, you know, his coming of age mentally and as far as opening up his mind, you know.
Yeah.
The funniest part of that movie is when he's already pissed and it's on his birthday and his son and daughter-in-law bring him the phone with the really big numbers on it.
The look on his face is just Clint Eastwood at his best. The faces go like he goes, literally.
Dad, do you like it? He turns around and he goes, "Get out of here."
He looks about like that.
Get out of here. Yeah. And next thing you know, you're running out the door to their truck going, "Dad, I don't know what your problem is."
Yeah.
Oh, really? Are you a big Clint Eastwood fan now? Like you say, was Cry Macho was it a disappointment?
Ooh.
They said it was okay.
Oh yeah, Cheetah man. I love Absolute Power. It's got a good story to it.
One of my favorite Clint Eastwoods was absolutely is sorry about I completely forgot. Oh my god. His last Western. What oh my god. I can't believe I forgot about it. Unforgiven. I absolutely loved that.
Yes.
Gene Hackman makes such a great dickhead villain.
Probably my favorite Western was probably either Hang 'em High or 2 Mules for Sister Sarah.
Oh man, don't forget Outlaw Josie Wales, Pale Rider. But the Unforgiven to me is my favorite, man.
I mean, I do like both of those, but I just those 2 in particular, you know, I just like them.
Well, let's talk about that, Al, after I watch it, because I haven't seen it. I pretty much know what it's about, but I think it's on Max right now. I'm going to watch it soon. I watched. That's another one that I got too that I forgot to grab. I got the Blu-ray. I didn't worry about 4K, but I got the Blu-ray of Saint Maud. I love Saint Maud.
Nice.
I seen Uncut Gems for the first time a couple days ago. Finally finished The Lighthouse, and I'm still trying to figure out what happened.
Oh no, it's one of those.
The Lighthouse, yeah, it's out there, man.
We've had a couple of those,
but they're all those A24 movies, and I've actually come to like a lot of those, man.
Here soon, I'm going to get into what I call my found footage bully movies.
Found footage bully movies?
Things like A Girl Like Her and Meadowwoods, which you can't see for nothing because it's dark.
Yeah, I think I got too much light going on here on the TV, and I don't know, on my phone, it looks all right. But if I look at it on the TV, I don't know if that's the way it's set, but it looks really bright and like blurry, man.
Right. Yeah, and things like Megan is missing and some
That's a
kind of.
rough one.
Oh yeah, Megan is missing is probably one of the most disturbing experiences I've ever had for a movie.
That
Being on.
that last several minutes is absolutely just
Oh yeah.
zero enjoyment to watch. It's like it takes you a couple hours just to get yourself back together after watching that show, man.
Give Drake some of your light. All
Are
right,
you
Al.
are Yeah, so am I still in a glare, or do I look all right? I mean,
You're fine. You have lots
you
of
sure?
light, but you look good, man. You always look good on there.
No, I'm
Me,
saying I'm looking at a TV right now, and it looks like it's blare. It looks glary, like it's too white. So, I
um,
mean, does it look okay?
maybe a little bit high exposure. Maybe the
I mean,
exposures are a little high.
I'm thinking about putting the light on the other side, like that way, and then turning the one up there down, or covering the one back there maybe, and then just put the one on the other side of the camera.
Probably.
But anyway, I think we got through it all right. Definitely one hell of a spoiler review of the craft.
Oh yeah. I
But if everybody would please like it and leave a comment, good or bad, that would be awesome. Please,
yeah yeah, and I ain't one for talking about subbing or anything, but if you aren't subbed to one of us, sub guys. It helps. It
or
helps the channel.
or if you're just gonna sub to one of us, just make sure it's me. You expect me to say that, would you?
Yeah. You and your 115 now. Yeah, sure.
You you know my sense of humor. I'm having fun.
Oh yeah, I
But
saw
yeah,
it coming. I did. I saw it coming.
yeah, I really do have fun doing this, man. This is cool. Um,
Uh, yeah, yeah. As long as I can get into the thing, yeah, I'm plenty fine with it.
what do you have any ideas for a movie to do next Saturday?
Movie for Saturday.
Yeah,
Uh,
see, one that's not done by everybody, his brother, at the same time, something that a lot of people may have seen, something, you know what I mean? Like something that everybody hasn't done. Like, I don't know.
what do you think, Chet?
What do you think about like an early Cronenberg, like a like a I don't know,
Early
uh,
Cronenberg?
Scanners, Rabid, Shivers is
I
really
don't
good.
know.
Or how about some Romero that's not talked about? I don't know.
I don't. Scanners or Rabbit or Shiver sounds good. I know people don't do Girly or Megan
Yeah,
is Missing often.
yeah. I like to do Black Christmas too, but I think we should save that for Christmas time.
Yeah, we'll
Maybe
make
some of
the specific Christmas stream. Yeah.
do a sequel stream for this. The Craft Legacy. Oh man, I don't know, man.
No,
Uh,
but bro, I don't have a way to watch that right now either.
well, I was wondering, did you mention? I mean, like I said, since you're not doing anything right now, and you have a break from your job, come up and stay for a few days, and the next couple of streams we'll do together right here.
Oh
If you can
yeah.
figure it out, we'll talk about it.
Oh yeah,
But
we'll figure it out.
because you haven't been here in a
Um.
while, and I know your brother would like to spend some time with you too. So
No, right. But but yeah. Yeah. We'll definitely talk about that, figure that out, and do all that business. Um. But Yeah, we are. We're definitely milking the stream.
No, no. We've only been on 2 hours, man. I've seen streams go 4 or 5 hours. But yeah,
Well,
getting
as
ready to wrap
far
it
as
up. Well, just kind of what I like to do anyway, man. I like to just talk and tell stories and BS, and you know,
yeah, yeah,
we painfully got through the movie finally. We need to come up with a signal, because I like to talk and run my mouth, but at the same time I don't like to cut you off, and you know what I mean. Um, just some kind of code when I'm going to be saying something or when I'm going to read something in the chat, so that way I'm not, every time I got to say something, I'm not butting into what you're getting ready to say.
no, no, it happens. Um,
Yeah, but I want to try
yeah,
to minimalize it a little bit.
yeah, we'll figure all that out and figure out the best way to go about things. We're still like well, I am severely green to this. You're just a moderate green. I'm like hyper green over here.
Yeah, I thought since you wanted to do the show that you wanted to discuss it. Sorry about that. Luckily I took a bunch of notes down, and I I wasn't expecting to be the one necessarily to do it, but I think it worked out
I
all right.
um I would have been the one to do it, but
I understand.
I forgot to watch the movie before the stream. I had planned on doing it, but I fell asleep. So that was my jupes.
Now I thought you'd seen it to the point to where you you know
Oh,
you could talk about it in your sleep. That's cool, man.
oh,
That's
thank you,
cool.
Bones. Appreciate that, bud.
He said me too. Patrick says he talks too much. He says he gets nervous. Do you still get nervous on your podcast or your streams, Patrick?
Neon green.
Thanks, Al. Al says we did great. Hey, I'm just me. I'm just getting on here and I'm just talking. I'm just not even thinking about it. I'm just treating it like I hang out with a bunch of friends and I'm discussing what I got passionate about.
Right.
That
Yeah.
that that's what I was trying to tell you. Don't worry about it, man. Just talk. That's what the whole community. That's what we all do. We go on here. We talk about what we like. It's not some set thing, you know what I mean, where we're getting paid, and all this, and if we screw up we'll be fired, or people will be like, oh, they suck, and never, you know what I mean. This is a friendly community, streaming about, the stuff we love, man.
Patrick says doing interviews, no, not nervous at all. But on the Sunday shows, yes.
Sunday show, why? On the Sun oh, you mean the new thing that you're doing, the Midnight Society? Yeah, I didn't think you was nervous on your 8 questions. Did you ever see that one where he did that with Judith?
No, no, I missed that one.
Well, check out my playlist, and I do believe I have it on there. It's either on Halloween. I saved his stream on the Halloween, or on the streams. I think it's on my Halloween category though.
No.
The Gore show, Gore galore. I'm figuring it out. It's just gore and more gore.
Gore and Wargore.
Yeah, yeah. He says gore galore and more.
Hey, though.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for coming by. Like I said, like it, hit the little bell so you can catch us acting ridiculous all the time. We'll see you Tuesday at 9 o'clock for the top 10 greatest final girls of all time. Thank you very much. Much love to you. Remember, I am Gore-Aphobe and you are not. That is Drake-Akain, and he is on Gore's channel in the Drake-Akain Place. Take it easy, everybody. Bye.
See you later.